Hey guys, it's Jen and I'm really excited because I have a guest on here today. It is the 3-year anniversary of my podcast. 3 years, more than 160 episodes. And I put it out there on social media to say that one person would be selected who's been a listener and has left a review and stuff that would get to ask me anything. I don't know if I should be nervous or not, but we have Deb Parsonage here with us today, who is an Aussie.
Be nervous. You should be
Yeah,
nervous.
and I should be nervous because she's got a list of questions. So, before we jump into the questions, do you want to just, I don't know, do a 1 minute? Who are you? Where do you live? And what do you do? You're a doggy lady.
I'm a dog trainer, and we do like a little bit of a holistic thing where we work with food and animals, health as well, but also dog training. My world is dogs, full of dogs. And I live in the Oaks, which is just south of Sydney.
Okay, very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, are you ready?
Oh, you really just want to jump in and ask these questions.
I'm thinking about this.
Oh, Dad. All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1.
I'm ready.
What is your first question? I have no idea what she's going to ask, guys. This is just half an hour of my time to ask me anything. Let's go.
Well, I hope it's valuable. Anyway, what would you say to people who are skeptical about natural alternatives?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
What would I say? I would say if you've been doing everything you've been doing and your body, physically, emotionally, mentally, life, all those things are not rocking, bloody hell, give it a go.
Yeah.
Because I see people who, and I think back to the days when I was in the pharmacy industry, and I remember this one day so well because computers were just coming in the 80s. And we were in the pharmacy, and this woman came in for a script, and the pharmacist, we'd just been started to track things, with their drugs they were on. And she was being prescribed a 12th drug. And the pharmacist showed me, she said, if that first drug had just been changed, all those contraindications they were now having more drugs for wouldn't have had to have happened, including this latest drug. And I went, wow. Like, that was crazy. And so, yeah, if everything is rocking the way you want it to, awesome. And you're doing your conventional medicine thing, that's great. But if it's not, why not at least have a look at natural stuff? I came from the pharmacy world to the natural world, and a lot of it challenged my mind at the time. But, I burned out my adrenal glands working in the bloody pharmacy industry where I could self-medicate with every drug and everything that was possible. And I was in a big hole. So, yeah, I would say just give it a go. Have a look. It sure as hell. And then you can still go back doing your druggy things and that if you want. But I love prevention. That's probably the big difference, is that natural stuff is all about sort it now and work from prevention, where drug is just always going to be on when something goes wrong.
It's that quick fix, isn't it? People want that.
And there's no real quick fix. There's no real quick fix at the end of the day. Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one done.
Okay, that wasn't so bad.
Next one. What's been your biggest personal struggle that you've had to overcome or work on to be the person you are today?
The first one that comes to mind is actually to learn to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised to be a really strong, independent woman. I had to survive my childhood, so to speak. And so I just learned that at the end of the day, I had to look after me.
Mm.
And so learning the value of community, learning the value of having others to help help me in the journey has been a game changer for me. So I use it all the time now, even if I go to the shops, and I think I've done a podcast on it at some stage. If I go to or I've talked it amongst a podcast. Yeah, even if I go to the shops, and I have a list of things I want to buy, I'll go to a shop assistant and look them in the eye and ask them, nicely where they can help me find it. And that helps keep me in that flow of asking for help. Yeah. It's easier for me just to soldier on and do it all than ask for help.
Yeah.
Like many women.
I think a lot of us mums can relate to that.
Huge. I think it's a woman thing. Yeah. Because we're raised to look after everyone else before we look after ourselves. So I think it's been bred into us, our generations anyway.
Yeah. A bit one off of a weird one. Why you like weird? Are you vegetarian? Like, what is the reason for that?
I have followed Hindu and Buddhist teachings since
Mm-hmm.
my 20s, and it's the whole do no harm.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. So is it health-wise, do I know that it's easier for the body to work on a plant-based diet? Yep. Am I doing it just, to not harm, the other animals and that? Yeah, that's it. But it fits my spiritual kind of thinkings.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so even when I garden, it's interesting now. It's like if you dig up sometimes and you've broken a worm, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, worm. Yeah, that's why. But
Okay,
it's the endless health benefits, and
yeah. But
yeah,
that's the foundation
yeah.
of it. What would be your biggest tip for people who want to be healthy and they want to eat the right thing, but perhaps, especially at the moment, can't afford the healthy choice? Because let's be honest, sometimes the healthy choice is more
Oh,
expensive.
yeah, look, it really can, and the world's just a bit messed up with all those kind of things at the moment. I
Yeah.
remember I was about to catch, I was up in the San Juan Islands, north of Seattle in the States, going
Mhm.
back, I don't know, 10 years ago or something. And I remember there was vending machines, and we were sitting waiting to catch the ferry across to the San Juans. And I remember the vending machine sitting there, and there was like a Coke machine for like a buck a can, and water bottles for like $3.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing this mum walk up to the machines with a couple of kids in tow, and of course she was going to buy 4 cans of bloody Coke for $4 versus $12 or $16 for some water.
Yeah.
And right then I went, there's something really messed up with society. So I know that we pay the cost for our health at some stage. Either we pay for it now in advance, or we pay for it when we get sick because we've been cutting corners with foods that aren't as good for us.
Yeah.
So how do we get around that? Yeah, I say to people, I said it to a woman this morning, she's doing that, I just want to do this and this. I said, you know what? Save up and really give your body the best help it can.
Yeah.
If you're wanting to do a program or a reboot or something like that, because I promise it's worth it. But I would just say do as much as you can, and you don't have to, and I've talked about, you don't have to go the full blown organic and stuff, because so
Yeah.
much organic food is void of nutrients anyway. But I'd be sticking as close to the mark as I could. I really get it.
Yeah.
Budget is very real for people, and even pet. So
Yes.
we've got a new puppy dog, and
Yep.
I've ordered your training treats for my puppy dog, which are a very different price than the crap in the supermarket. But what
Yep.
do I want to get?
Yeah, exactly.
I want a healthier dog. So
And it's like you say, it's an investment, isn't it? What you put in now, you're
it
going
is
to
a big
save.
investment in the house. Yeah. And the same with an animals as us. So I choose, and I really encourage people to try it on. What I find is, yeah, they'll spend less money in different ways because they're not having to prop themselves up with their body not working properly. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real.
Okay.
But we always pay now in
Yep.
advance and pay for better food, or we will get sicker. And I promise it costs way bloody more than
Yep.
budgeting to make it fit now. Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. How are you going?
I'm coping so far. What's
Coping.
next?
All right. So we know you're a naturopath.
Yeah.
Some people might not know that you're also an aromatherapist.
Yeah.
How can people incorporate aromatherapy into their lives, and how can it improve their well-being?
Oh, that's a good one. I am an aromatherapist as well. I still remember the day I was shown essential oils. So I studied aromatherapy through Salvatore Battaglia, who's written kind of the main big textbook for aromatherapy in the world. He was my teacher back a lifetime ago. And right from that moment, I went, oh, wow. And like I grew up with, we were the eucalyptus oil bowl, snotty thing, bowl of water, eucalyptus towel over the head. So we kind of grew up, but they were the remedies that we all did in those days anyway. I remember olive oil, you'd go to the chemist shop to buy it, and mum would put a couple of drops of warm olive oil in your ear if you had an earache.
Yeah.
You never bought olive oil in the supermarket.
No. Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, I know. It was like a little 100 ml bottle. I still remember the bottle. So, as far as aromatherapy, it's the easiest modality to integrate into any area of your life. And I love aromatherapy. I love essential oils because they work on the physical and the emotional.
Yeah.
Our memories are linked into our sense of smell. And so even my aromatherapy insight cards, that book I wrote, is all about the emotional side of essential oils. So nutrition and all the things that we do as naturopaths are all great, but at some stage we're still emotional beings. So I love aromatherapy because, you know, we can use lavender, which can help just calm the nervous system a bit, but we can also use it to help our environment, us feel safe in our environment. We can use, you know, sweet orange to lighten our spirit if we're getting too serious and boring and things. So I love aromatherapy, the best out of all the modalities, because it works on physical and emotional.
Yeah.
And it really is. It's easy to integrate just into everyday life. Even at the moment, Darcy is, our little puppy dog is peeing where she wants. And I said to Alice, I went to, you know, the pet shop yesterday, and they've got all these sprays and things for killing smells. And I went, I'm happy to make up my eucalyptus spray that I use on the floor when she pees in the wrong place. And so it's just part of our everyday life. Yeah. It's
Beautiful.
just the easiest.
Yeah. So because most of your listeners are sort of middle-aged and smart,
they are actually 40 plus.
Yes. So if you could go back to your 40-year-old, most people ask about 20-year-old, what advice would you give your 40-year-old?
Interesting, because when I hit 40, was pretty much when I quit clinic. I quit being a naturopath in clinic when I hit 40. I did the, you know, where am I going? What am I doing? What do I really, really want to do? And I went through an unhealthy stage where I went, wow, well, I'm 40. I should have more muscles and shit like that.
Yeah.
And I did a 3-month gym challenge. And I lived on, because I was, you know, trying to build muscles in that kind of way, and that they taught in the gym in those days. And I was just eating nothing but egg white for breakfast and all these other kind of things. None of it was sustainable and none of it was bloody healthy.
Yeah.
So if I'd actually go to my 40-year-old self, I'd say stick to what you know and do what you do with balance of stress. Do, you know?
Yeah.
Just live close to nature in balance and enjoy the ride. And that it just gets better. I remember hitting 40 and thinking, yay. And I joked to people, going, 40 is like being 20-year-olds. Yay. And it was liberating, because I struggled emotionally, I struggled in my 30s. You're not the 20-year-old kind of fun young thing anymore. And you're not that cool, little bit wiser 40-year-old. I really was emotionally lost in my 30s. It was really interesting. And then 50s, like, I just like, 60s now is just like, I bring on bloody 70. It just keeps getting better. I think I would just say it just keeps getting better. Stick to what you know. You know, 80%, do, you know, be healthy 80% of the time, really enjoy the ride. Because a lot of people don't make it to 60.
Yeah.
It's a sad truth, but a lot of people don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Good advice. I got some 10 fast fire questions.
Oh, you did fast fire. Okay, hang on. Drink of water. Here I go. I'm ready.
Yeah, get ready.
Rapid fire. Go.
Okay. Favorite song?
Oh, Sugar Sugar by the Archies.
Favorite quote?
Nothing from our past has to influence our future unless we let it.
Love it. Most adventurous thing you have done?
I've jumped out of planes and all those kind of things in the past. But I'd say the most adventurous was that I actually walked the Camino, because it made me big. I chose to do it quiet and go inside.
Yeah, love that. A book that everyone should read?
The 4 Agreements, not negotiable.
Yeah, I second that. Absolutely, absolutely. The person who has the most influence on you?
At the moment, bloody Darcy. Darcy the puppy.
See the puppy.
I think the most influence on me is my own head.
Yeah, good one.
That would be my thought. It's not someone external, it's my own head.
Yeah. Perfect holiday?
Oh, surfing, beach, warm weather with my wife.
Nice. Now, just going on aroma, nothing else.
Okay. Yeah.
Which essential oil is your favorite?
Oh, Mogra, night scented jasmine. And
Oh,
tuberose would be, which is in the same family, those really
yeah,
deep, luscious, syrupy florals.
yeah.
Yeah, jasmine, jasmine normal, jasmine mogra, which is night scented jasmine, or tuberose. Wow,
Nice.
luscious. Oh, great oils.
The most peaceful country you have visited?
I'd probably say Thailand, where I run my charity. So,
Yeah,
where the charity is, it's in the poorest farming community part of
yeah,
Thailand, and to sit down, by the river there, and there's nothing, there's no modern cons or anything. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
very simple life, but it's beautiful.
Beautiful, nice. Best place you have surfed?
Oh, I'd still be my local break here. Rainbow Bay, sitting off the point of Greenmount Point. There you go, where Greenmount meets Rainbow Bay. For me, that I've got that little break just there that I love. I can get a really nice long ride there. It's where
Oh.
I'm bravest.
And the last one, and this is make or break. You've been learning Spanish, haven't you?
Yeah,
What is, and this could end our friendship. What
yeah.
is
Go on.
dog in Spanish?
I don't know. Oh, dog. Is
Yeah,
that Pero? Something like that.
I have no idea, so I'll give it to you.
I'm pretty sure it's Pero. Cato's El Gato. Um, uh, oh, I'll forget off the top of my head. Yeah, I'm not good at Spanish yet. That's a good question. You little shit.
Oh, and that's
Wow, I survived.
she survived.
I'm curious, what did you learn different about me or that I commented on? I'm curious.
I
You were
I
interested, you wanted to know those things.
Yes. So the vegetarian thing I think is always fascinating. I just because I'm not vegetarian, so I do kind of think why? Why are you doing it? What is the actual greater purpose?
Yep.
So that was an interesting one. The aromatherapy I kind of knew, so but it was good to sort of just
Get that as well.
reiterate that.
Yeah, because you're new
Yeah.
into aromatherapy.
And then I think, yeah, your personal struggle, you have spoken about that before, but yeah, I think sometimes when you're speaking about it in third person, might not realize that you've actually lived it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
that
that's a really good
asking for help, yeah, you have spoken about it, but yeah, you have actually lived it. So that was good. So yeah, I think yeah, it was. And yeah, the 40-year-old self. That's a big one actually.
yeah,
Because I think a lot of women that 40 it's a turning point, isn't it?
it
And
is a turning. Yeah,
kids start leaving home, not as dependent on you. And
yeah,
there is a bit of pressure, the grey hairs start coming out, all that kind of stuff. And
yeah.
you start changing physically and emotionally.
Physically, and that you definitely start changing around that 40.
Yeah.
I remember my mum was 39 when I left home and went and joined the army. Like, she was young,
Yeah.
and here I was at 40, really successful in business, but left clinic because I was so frustrated in business.
Yeah.
Couldn't help and do what I wanted to do, and it was a real defining, what do I do?
And I
And
think that for a lot of women especially, like you get to that 40 and if you're a little bit lost, you feel like it's almost too late to start again.
big
Um,
time. Yeah.
yeah. And, I retrained as well. I was a school teacher and retrained. So, yeah, there's definitely that I'm too old to do this kind of thing out there. So, yeah, it's comforting to know that, if that's
Yeah.
one thing you would say is just go for it and do it. It just gets better.
Yeah, it really does get better. And you don't, because society doesn't tell us that it gets better. Society shows
Yeah.
that life just gets shitter as we get older. And
Mm,
really, seriously, my 60s are the best time of my life. I'm having way more fun and feel better in, everything. I wish I had this wisdom now. Yeah, at 40. Holy shit, what
yeah.
a different last 20 years it would have been.
Yeah. But then you wouldn't be who you are today, would you?
Well, all that blah, blah, blah. But true, I wouldn't be.
Yeah.
However, it would be
And you
nice
wouldn't
to
be
have had
giving
this
us all
wisdom
that good
younger.
advice. So we can, fast forward thanks to you. So
Oh,
thanks
yeah.
for that,
Yeah.
Jen.
And I might just close this by saying I'm really human. Every damn thing I talk about on a podcast or a reel or anything, I've experienced. I don't just put shit out there to put shit out there. It's all
Mm.
little, all the little things I've done through whatever part of my life to get where I am. So whether it's a health thing or a mindset thing or an attitude thing or whatever, emotional thing, physical thing, I've done them all,
Yeah.
and still have my moments to, talking about yesterday, the day before yesterday, I had a dentist appointment. I'm not the biggest fan of the dentist, from way too much trauma as a kid. And not the dentist day. I've had a couple of interesting days. The dentist day was one day, and I just wanted to come home and curl up in a ball. Yesterday, I've had a thing going on with my foot because I played tug of
Oh
war with
God.
the dog.
Yeah.
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 I went to the doctor, and the doctor, I had MRIs on it. The doctor just went, "Yeah, you just need cortisone shots." It's like, give me another fucking solution, mate. Like, really, I was like
Yeah.
sulking and driving home. I just thought, and emotionally, that default is still there. That default
Yeah.
was emotionally, fuck that, not happy with that result, go and buy chocolate.
Yeah.
And I went dates, 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 dates as I drove past the service station, dates, past a corner shop, dates, just get home and have a couple of dates, Jen. And I did. And I
Yeah.
came home and had, a couple of dates as a healthy option to having a chocolate. My brain
Yeah.
still goes to all those things,
Yeah.
like I teach about, but I've built enough in that when I default, I've got, better control, that I can default to, I can put something healthy over it the majority of the time. So, I still have all those moments like everyone else does,
Yeah.
I promise.
Yeah.
I just
It's,
built a different way to deal with them. So, hope that's helped. Did you enjoy that?
it was super interesting. Thank you. And
Well, you're super interesting, and that's why actually in this next episode, we're going to have a chat, because you are a queen of doggy things. So we're going to sign out of this episode. Guys, hang on. The next episode, I'm going to pick Deb's brain, or we're going to talk about the mirroring between animal health and their owners. So if you've got a cat, dog, any kind of critter, we're going to talk all things animals and health. So tune into the next episode. Deb, thank you so much. I really
you're welcome. Thank you for having me.
And happy 3 years. Yay! I've done it. All right. See you guys.
Yeah.